Hello everybody, this is Silas. We're going to be doing a replay video with the ASU-57 and ZIS-5KV1. We're starting off this game, enjoying ourselves. Now, while we wait to get to the battlefield, I will talk about this tank. The KV1 is a exceedingly good tank from 3.7 up to 4.7. Now, the best one is probably 3.7 because of the guns you face. The only things you really fear are some of the German guns. Heaven forbid you have a squad mate that's German. You will be doing very well. Today we'll be facing Germans and Americans as the main thing. One thing to note, the German guns are the scariest for the KVs, as everyone knows. As long as you angle right and utilize the lack of brain cells in the German mains, you'll be fine. The 4.7 ZIS-5 is probably the weakest in my opinion when it comes to play. Do not get me wrong, it still is an exceedingly good tank, but comparing, I do not care for it as much. Pretty much the biggest thing is just its lack of punch when it comes to full up tier. Note, realistically though, you should never bring out a heavy tank in a full up tier. It should always be in its own tier or lower. Mostly due to the way heavy tanks are balanced. In the map we're playing right now, I like pushing C as my favorite point with the midpoint of the map. You can see people are dropping like flies. Now, I don't see it yet, but there is a player who's going to be murdering me about over here for this particular tank. Got a crit on some of the dudes here. I like using the binos, as you see, it lets you get slightly better shots as far as it looking. Sadly, I missed twice on a good kill shot. Luckily, though, it does not happen a second time. Now, I get murdered by a guy way over there. I was a bad angle. I don't need to see it. Now, for the fun part of the game, we got the ASU-57. Probably one of the best rat tanks in the game and one of the OGs. What makes this tank good is it has exceedingly good punch. It has high pen. It's got good explosive filler for what it fires. Also, one of the greatest benefits this tank has is its low profile. Now, I know I've committed the cardinal sin of bushes, but I go out of my way to only put it on tanks that I believe should have bushes when it comes to how it plays. Now, for this section of the portion of the game, we're now at about the midpoint when it comes to, we'll see what happens. I see there's a heavy tank and a medium tank on the map there, so at least some action at A. I generally, at this stage of the game, like to push the midpoint here, because if B gets pushed, I can either hide behind here and take pot shots that way, or help out on C. With their spawn, they push here. Now, with the ASU-57, I'm currently utilizing the low profile of this road and the tank in order to be sneaky. I'm trying to get as much info as I can before I approach. Another nice thing is it has a spotting mechanic. Now, don't get me wrong, most tanks that are not light tanks do not get it. But certain tank destroyers and like the Weasel and the Germans, for instance, have it. The biggest thing people always cut out of games is positioning. Positioning is very important. As far as if you want to get kills, any tank can get a kill. You can bring the Locust out to 5.7, 6.7, you can get kills. But it's the skill of positioning that gets you what you want. The ASU is no exception. The best part about it is the low profile for sneakiness. Go for side shots. It can pen from the front, which is good at its own BR. The greatest weaknesses I would say about the tank, honestly, is that since you have no machine gun, fences will slow you down. So if you are stuck on an urban map, that's 100%, it's not particularly worth it because you will get stuck on random stuff quite often. Now you see I'm taking advantage, looking for players. Now, I don't see these players. I'm going to show you what that's like as far as how I'm observing the battlefield. I'm looking for the machine gun lines. I see a muzzle flash. I'm checking their spawn just to make sure I'm not about to get nailed. I see a tank. One thing to always respect about the Shermans is their stabilized 75. It will kill you. It is quite deadly. It's pretty much is on par with a Panther when it comes to deadliness. It's just more of what it's better at. It has a worse gun, worse armor, but it will always fire first. Now I see another dude there. This is a Sherman 105. I go for the turret because I'm not confident in the front plate. Follow-up shot, hit the MG port, got the kill. Now I'm moving on. I see a muzzle flash again. Got stuck on a rock because I'm a genius. See LVK-42. I made sure to spot him. I see another dude there. I just go for a pot shot just to see. And you see, it's a pretty darn small tank if you compare it to everything else. Got the SVA. One other thing as well, when it comes to you're ever close to areas and it's midpoint of the game, if you see SBAA, go for them because you're likely to knock out the player in its entirety. Looking around the corner, assuming I'll see something. Oh my god, it's a BT. Now, it is an adorable thing. I have felt bad killing this one, but still gotta do it. Double checking this section of the map. I see a hit marker. I see a Sherman. Going for a bino shot. We're currently up to 6 kills, 5 kills in the ASU. I do apologize for the helicopter noise. I do not know why it is here. It does go away. I see my opponent's friends die. The B point is getting capped. I'm double checking. I'm going to pull back and assist. C is still fine. There's a tank destroyer on it. And I see he's able to get shots off. Additionally, I'm aware eventually players might find me. I first push to make the turn just to make my profile a little smaller. Check behind me like, oh my god, there's a flak. Luckily, he did not see me on account of the low profile. As an example of how low, I can't even make the shot, I'm that low. I legitimately cannot shoot him. And if I do from here, same issue. I might get something, but I'm not risking it. And he doesn't see me. I see a Swedish thing. I ain't going for it. I need to make sure he doesn't turn around and kill me. I make sure he can't kill me, and then I'll go for follow-up. I can't hit the VK from here. Finish off. I'm going to push the VK and help Cap B. His turret's right there. We're going to either smoke. I lose track of where I can make the shot. I'm looking for the Swedish tank. I'm going to flank around there. Oh my god, it's a Chaffee, and I whiffed. I don't know how I'm going to survive this, and it was a pleasure, guys. I highly recommend Russia to anyone who chooses to play it. Good day.